Have you ever slept a full 8 hours, but woke up feeling like your body was filled with sand? You hit snooze, drag yourself to the mirror, and wonder why you feel worse even after proper sleep. Yet on another random day, you somehow survive on just 5 or 6 hours and wake up sharp, energized, almost confused at how refreshed you feel. The reason is simple. The number of hours isn't the real problem. It's how your brain cycles during sleep, and when you wake up that matters. Nobody explains this because we've been trained to believe sleep is just a duration game. But your brain doesn't count hours, it works in rhythms. Every night your mind travels through different layers of sleep. First, you slip into light sleep, stages 1 and 2. Your breathing slows, your thoughts fade, and your system begins winding down. If someone wakes you here, you recover fine. Not amazing, but functional. Then you drop deeper into what's called slow wave or deep sleep. This is the repair phase of your night. Your immune system resets, your tissues heal, and your brain does literal housekeeping, clearing out waste proteins. But waking up here, that's torture. It's like your mind hasn't returned yet. You feel heavy, confused, like someone unplugged your soul halfway through booting. Next comes REM sleep, the stage of dreams, memory processing, emotional detoxing. It's slightly lighter, meaning waking up isn't as brutal as deep sleep, but you still feel somewhat scattered if interrupted. So where should you wake up? At the edge of a sleep cycle, when your brain transitions from REM into light sleep. That's your body's natural exit door. Here's the interesting part, that rhythm repeats every 90 minutes. This means instead of thinking in hours, think in 90-minute cycles. 5 cycles equals 7.5 hours, 4 cycles equals 6 hours, 3 cycles equals 4.5 hours. That's why sometimes 6 hours feels better than 8. You woke up at the right moment, instead of in the middle of your brain's reboot process. In the next part, I'll show you how to calculate your ideal wake-up time, adjust your bedtime, and stop feeling broken every morning, even without increasing sleep. Now that you know sleep works in 90-minute cycles, here's how you turn that science into a tool, a way to wake up energized instead of destroyed. Let's say you must wake up at 6 a.m. Don't randomly pick a bedtime. Count backward in 90-minute blocks. 6 a.m. right arrow, 4:30 right arrow, 3 o'clock right arrow, 1:30 right arrow, midnight right arrow, 10:30 p.m. If you fall asleep at 10:30, you finish 5 cycles, 7.5 hours, perfect timing. If you sleep at midnight and wake at 6, that's 6 hours and still fine because you hit 4 full cycles. But sleep doesn't start the moment you lie down. Most people take 10-15 minutes to drift off, so you adjust your bedtime slightly earlier, around 10:15 p.m. in this example, so that you naturally fall asleep by 10:30. This method alone can transform how you feel when you wake up, but here's the catch. It only works if you allow your brain to enter deep sleep. Many people lie in bed for 8 hours but get only deteriorated sleep because their environment sabotages them. Your phone is the first culprit. Scroll before bed and your brain believes it's still daytime. Blue light kills melatonin production. You may fall asleep, but not deeply. Next, your room conditions. If it's too warm, too bright, or noisy, you stay stuck in lighter stages of sleep. You're unconscious but not resting. Caffeine is your silent enemy. 1 cup at the wrong time can ruin half of your night. And alcohol. It sedates you but steals REM sleep, the stage where emotional and mental repair happens. That's why you wake up anxious after drinking. And finally, stress, the invisible sleep thief. When your mind is racing, your body cannot descend into the deeper phases. So here's a system to fix it. 2 hours before bed, dim lights 1 hour before, no screens 30 minutes before, cool your room right before sleeping, empty your mind onto paper. It sounds simple, but it resets your nervous system and teaches your brain. This space equals sleep. Now let's talk about the part almost everyone ignores, the way you wake up. Because even if you sleep at the perfect time, You can destroy your morning in 10 seconds without realizing it. Think about this: you've been asleep, your brain is shifting out of REM, melatonin is falling, cortisol is starting to rise gently, and then suddenly a loud alarm blasts in total darkness. Your nervous system goes into fight or flight, your heart rate jumps, your brain panics. This shockwave shapes the entire day: sluggish thoughts, irritability, low focus. The right wake-up is gradual, led by light. Humans were meant to wake with the sunrise, not sirens. Light tells your brain, morning is here, wakefulness required. You feel like you're rising naturally, not dragged out of a cave. So here's the system. Heavy checkmark: use a sunrise alarm or sleep. With curtains slightly open, heavy checkmark: let light enter 20-30 minutes before your alarm. Heavy checkmark: stand or stretch. Instead of reaching for your phone. Heavy checkmark: within 10 minutes of waking. Move your body. Heavy checkmark: within 30 minutes. Get sunlight outside. This one change resets your circadian rhythm and gives your brain a clear message. Day has begun, be awake. But there's one more trap: your phone. The worst thing you can do after waking is scrolling. It spikes cortisol, floods your brain, and hijacks your focus before you've taken your first conscious breath. So instead, get up, open your blinds, right arrow, stretch, right arrow, drink water, then start the day. Just 2-3 minutes of sunlight outside, not through a window, resets your internal clock and improves your energy more than coffee ever will. Now you're no longer waking randomly, you're waking intentionally. Now let's complete the picture. You don't need to sleep longer, you need rhythm, environment, and control. Because your sleep doesn't begin when you close your eyes, it begins hours before bed. Here's the blueprint. Heavy checkmark: 2 hours before sleep, dim lights. Darkness is the trigger for melatonin production. If your room is bright, your brain believes it's daytime. Heavy checkmark: 1 hour before sleep, screen cutoff. Scrolling before sleeping tells your brain to stay awake. Replace screens with stretching, journaling, or reading. Heavy checkmark: 30 minutes before sleep, cool the environment. Your core temperature must drop for deep sleep to start. Heavy checkmark: right before closing your eyes, brain dump. Write down tasks, thoughts, and worries. You must unload the mind before shutting it down. Then sleep, but train your brain to associate your bed only with sleep. If you aren't falling asleep within 20 minutes, get up, do something calming, then return. This teaches your brain. Bed means sleep, not thinking, worrying, or scrolling. Finally, control your morning activation: stretch, light, movement, sunlight. No shock, no phone rush. Do this consistently and you will wake up feeling more alive on 6 hours than you ever did on 8 or 9. Not because you slept longer, but because you slept correctly. This isn't just about sleep, this is about controlling your life before it starts each day. Most people let their mornings happen to them. You're designing yours. Most people think feeling tired means they need more hours of sleep. But the real problem isn't the time you spend in bed. It's the quality of your sleep cycles. Your bed was meant to make you fall asleep, yet you've trained it for scrolling, overthinking, and stress. Your morning is not just a time block, it's a signal to your brain. If you begin in chaos, distraction becomes the default setting for the rest of your day. Instead of using alarms that shock your brain awake, learn to wake yourself gently. Your first minute determines your energy. Don't grab your phone before you leave the bed. Movement before dopamine, that's how you tell your brain you're in control. What you actually need is morning sunlight, not another pillow or another hour in bed. 2 people can sleep 6 hours. One wakes weak, one wakes strong. The difference is their wake-up design. Fix your mornings, and you don't just improve your day, you improve your life.